not yet had the pleasure of meeting me, my name is Pat, and I am Jesse's younger brother and the best man for tonight's festivities. I would first like to start off by thanking everyone who has made it here today to help us celebrate. I personally am especially glad to help celebrate this incredible day with Jesse, with an I, and Amanda. Since we were young, Jess and I have been partners in crime, which is why, to much of the chagrin of the rest of my sisters, Megan, Caitlin, and Lauren, I am standing up here as best man. This is also the first wedding that I have been a part of since I was about 8 years old, let alone be the best man at one. So over the past few weeks, I've been all over Google searching, the basics. How to be a great best man. What makes a great best man speech? When is it appropriate to get obliterated at your sister's wedding? And I stumbled across so many generic, compliment the bride, keep it light recommendations on what makes the perfect best man speech. So let's cover the basics before things get a little weird. So part one, compliment the bride, in this case, brides. Jess and Amanda, you both look absolutely stunning tonight, and you have never truly looked more beautiful. Alright, so now on to part two. Talk about how you know the bride. So as many of you know, Jess and I, or my dad likes to call, twins separated by 5 years. Since I can remember, if I were getting into any type of trouble around the house, Jess had some level of involvement. But the best part was, because she was the older sibling, she would get the, "I'm disappointed in you," right through his teeth look from my father, while my mother would just chase me up the stairs with a shoe. Whether it was buying alcohol for me while I was underage, sorry Mom and Dad, being a getaway driver as I launched drink glasses over her car at a crowd of bikers outside the Nutley pub, or holding my hair as I puked after forcing me to chug a bowl of half-gallon of gravy from the Heritage Diner. Jess has always been there for me to help us get out of whatever trouble we got ourselves into. Alright, now on to part three. Talk about a memory you share. This part was the hardest for me to write, and not because we don't have hundreds, if not thousands of stories together, but because we usually only remember about the first half of them the next morning. I remember when Jess came out to me that she was gay. It was St. Patty's Day in New York City. I had just gotten back from college spring break, and I had about 24 hours in New York City before I had to head back down to DC. Naturally, I wanted to continue my 10-day bender, and I knew just the people who to call. Jess and her friends were heading into the city for St. Patty's Day, and of course, I hopped on that bandwagon, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. After bouncing around to 4 different bars, witnessing a couple's engagement, and drinking about 10 Irish car bombs each, she kind of just blurted it out. Ironically enough, the next stop on our self-made bar crawl was a lesbian club in Soho. So when she asked if I was surprised, I honestly wasn't sure if she was joking or not. I said, "Jess, you play on 10 softball teams, you rock trucker hats better than my dad, and we share a wardrobe. No, I'm not surprised." At the end of the day, thick and thin, I could always count on Jess to help me out and be there for me and the rest of my sisters. Be a role model of someone who I always can turn to for inspiration. In our house, we were raised on a set of morals and principles that I see in Jess every day. One of my dad's favorite lines growing up was, "If it were easy, everyone would do it." On any given day, Jess's day starts at 5 a.m. and usually goes until the late hours of the night, bouncing all over the county from job to job. We were raised to be honest and good people, to be the best we can be at whatever we choose to do. Jessie is the embodiment of the Abrams family mantra, and I could not be prouder to call her my big sister, my role model, and my best friend. Alright, step 4, share a memorable quote. So, one of my favorite authors, Mark Twain, once said, "To get the full value of joy, you must have someone to divide it with." So everyone please join me in raising a glass. Join me in raising a glass to Jess and Amanda. Jess and Amanda. You have shown me what true love looks like, and I hope that one day I will find someone to mirror the love and joy that you two share. I wish you both a lifetime of happiness and love. To Jesse and Amanda Abrams. Thank you.
Let's give it up for our best man, Patrick Abrams. Don't go too far. And the correct answer to the question, how soon am I allowed to get banged up with my sister, is right now. So good news, Amanda wants to get this dance party started, and she wants to invite all of her family members out for a special song. Let's go!